vlog, and I'm going to do a quick part 1 review of the Ortlieb bags and how I use them commuting on a daily basis, going to different jobs and stuff. And right now I have some of my stuff, but I don't really have everything that I regularly use. I'm missing 2 of my laptop screens right now, but I do have some of my heavier clothes packed because of the rainy weather. So I'm going to go ahead and interview how I pack to go and how the Ortlieb bag system worked for this part of the commute. Okay, this will be part 1 of the Ortlieb bag review. I've got my helmet cam. I don't have my normal head mounted cam, so I hope that you can see me okay. And so normally here I'm in my office right now, and let me make sure. I'm gonna stop the camera and make sure that I've got a good view here. Hold on a second. I'll start the recording again. Everything okay? Drop my phone. It's not good. Okay, so as a commuting bag, you know, the waterproofing, as I've said before on many times on many rides, the waterproofing on this bag is absolutely fantastic. You know, I had to take my bags off the other day, and as I fixed the chain, and I actually had to set them in a flood on the side of the bridge. Nowhere other place to put it down while I fixed my chain, and full of computers, not one drop inside. So the way I use these bags, normally I pack the stuff I don't use first. I carry a dry clothes bag to change my wet clothes or sweaty clothes into a dry bag. And that bag, you know, and the stuff that I need the least packing is very important, goes in the bottom of the bag. And you have to make sure that you loosen up the side tension strings on the side of the straps here. And so I put those on the bottom, and I'm not gonna, you know, I carry a lightweight jacket to teach with cooler days like this, and that takes up a lot of space. These jackets do actually. So, and the space on the bike, that actually slows you down with wind drag and stuff. So I try to push it down there and pack it all the way into the bottom by loosening the side extension straps. And then after that, let's see here. You know, here's the clothes right now, because you have to bring an extra pair of clothes to change into for each commute. If you wear your wet clothes through the day, it'll drop your core body temperature. And if you're commuting, you know, a couple of 1,000 or 2 a week, then you're burning calories just to try to heat your body up. So this is actually the dry set of clothes that I'm going to wear home right now. These are my rain pants. On heavy rainstorms, I will wear my rain gear, and these are not completely waterproof. Well, they're waterproof. It's hard for me to tell if water actually seeps through after certain monsoons or it's just full of sweat. But you will get wet after riding in heavy rainstorms and monsoons with these excellent. These are Endura. We'll do a review of these overpants later. But I only wear these in the heaviest storms. If it's light rain, you know, I prefer to just have a, you know, I don't mind getting a little bit wet so I can have more freedom. But I'm going to pack these in here right now because I checked the forecast and it seems there's 0 chance of rain. Who knows if that's true or not, or if the streets are flooded. And then my rain jacket too, because lower chance of rain, I'm gonna wear the lighter weight windproof jacket I have, which does a pretty good job of repelling light rain, and that way I could not get all heated up as rain gear tends to do. And I'm going to also shove that into my bag, and I tend to keep one of my bags for clothing and one of them for electronics. You know, this nice, oh, my English is so bad right here. This nice hat here, I don't know, you want to call it galette or what do we, I forgot the name of this hat. Barclavia is super awesome. Thin, it's always wet, soaking wet from either sweat or rain, but in cold weather, the wind protection on the ears, let me tell you, the way you get sick is wind in your ears when you're riding it, and 80% of your heat's lost from your head. But it makes a huge difference. I totally get sick more when I don't cover my ears up, and even wearing a thin material like this that blocks the wind from my ears, super awesome in keeping me from being sick, which keeps me working better. And then if you get a wool cap, the wool cap will always be wet, but combined with this under layer, the wool cap will definitely keep you warm. Even when you're wet, it'll retain your body heat, so it's a great thing. I don't think I need that on the way home right now because it's not that low temperature, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here. And I carry that in my frame bags too sometimes, but I think the fur cast will be fine. My gloves are soaking wet from this morning's ride, and from sweat, actually waterproof, but they're sweat. And my shoe covers are actually soaking wet too. I've yet to find shoe covers that do what they say, but even when these are wet, they do a good job keeping the coolness out and the warm, and your shoes warm. But I'm actually gonna just put these on the back of my bike rack because they're so wet, and I know I'm gonna pay, but my shoes are soaking wet anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and I'm gonna, I've got these shoes on. I've had different shoes that I can wear to work in, but my bike shoes tend to be a little bit uncomfortable to wear for all day long in classes, so I do change in my shoes here. I'm going to take off my, and normally what I do is I change and I keep my, on warmer, cooler days, I keep my long bike pants underneath my work pants. Makes changing easier for the commute home, and empty the important stuff like the hot spot that you need for the map, for the GPS to go home. I think I got the route remembered, but those will also fit into the clothes bag. And we could actually fit the shoes in here, but I'm gonna put the shoes right now in the computer side of the bag, just because it's getting kind of full, and I don't want to. I'm gonna try to have an even distribution. Even distribution to try to have a low wind profile, as if that really matters hugely. But take off my shirt here, and I wear this great, I'll show you here in a second. I wear this great under layer, which is really excellent for wicking and wicking sweat away. And also it's like a thermal underwear in the daytime for when you're at work, and then you could just change into a warmer jersey for the cooler rides home. And it's good to keep track of what temperature your body is comfortable at riding different outfits. That way you can plan your load to match the weather, and you know what is too hot and what is too cold. Trust me, it's not fun to be too cold, and it's also not fun to be too hot. And so keep track of your temperature on your rides and see what your extremes are. So this is really awesome. This wicks the sweat away, and this will wick the sweat into this layer. So this is a, I'm not a Trek guy, this is a cheap layer. This jersey will be full of sweat after 35 kilometers. And normally, if you're riding, you have a couple jerseys like this, but the under layer will wick the sweat into the jersey and keep it body temperature, and your core will be warm. So in switching that, I don't like to, always ride around in my bike pants lycra. This is a light jogging pants, but it's good wind resistance. And on windy days, or when rain falls, you will get cooler, a little bit cooler for wind chill effect. So it's good to have a wind base protection. And I've already put my keyboard and one of my school books, and you be careful when you put your laptops into the Ortlieb bags, because the Ortlieb bag does have 2 screws on the inside, 2 nuts right here on the mount, and I've actually had them break the base plate on my laptop and ruin a RAM stick. So I actually have a metal plate that I use to hold my computer that I put here into the back. To prevent that happening, I put this metal plate in here, and then that will keep it from puncturing my laptop and ruining it. And also, when you're putting your laptop in there, you should have something in there between your keyboard. I have 2 portable laptop displays that also fit here, and I have quite a bit of room left. I didn't eat all my lunch today, so I'm gonna put my lunch and my food on top of this bag, and this bag is about ready to close. So the way I'm going to do it is, I got a pair of socks here I didn't change into. So it's got two strings on the top. If you pull the first string It's really great closing, and then pull the second string, tuck this in here, and you are packed and tight. And it's good to have a tight bag that doesn't move around and shift positions a lot. And I'm gonna this overflap here. You can see the waterproofing on it's awesome. Connects right here to adjustable straps, so you know you could still pack a lot in here. I'm not using the full capacity of this bag right now. So you could tighten it to get a lower profile in the wind if you want, but don't tighten this pocket yet. Leave this pocket untightened. And then I've got all this USB stuff. You know, good idea to carry a USB charging port, and all your electronics always charging. Always charging. What do I charge? Well, I charge my speaker. This is my shock box speaker. I'll do a review on this later on, but I charge this up whenever I can. Oh, I didn't charge my light. This is my Lysine light. It should hold enough charge though, but it's better to be charged when you can. This is my excellent Oxford Commuter rear light that I even wear in the daytime, and I'll do a review about this later on. And I you know, in the morning hours I leave that running. So there's my USB charger. That's a 4-port charger. It's not the turbo charger for my phone, but it works pretty well. And normally when I come to work, I put the, you know, this is not going with me to the classroom, so I'll put it in my clothes storage bag. The space is limited, and you don't tighten it. So you put the necessities in, like my mouse and my 3G card would be in this bag with my electronic computer, and my non-necessity desk stuff would be in this computer. So packing is very vital. Here's a battery pack that I use, and the camera, the bird camera that I'm using right now, it can only hold a charge for about 55 minutes, but my ride home is actually a little bit longer than that. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. So I will plug this in, and I'll put this in the back of my jersey, and I'll plug this into the camera right now, which is on top of my helmet, and I'll feed the cable behind my back and through my helmet strap. Okay, so this has been used for today, and I'm not going. Normally, this would be also in this bag right here. This is a turbocharger with an adapter, and I'm going to put that in this bag here. And make sure you have all your USB cables that you need. Now, my 3G card is about fully charged, so but a lot of times I'll have to put this in my rear, and I'll have to also charge this the same time I'm charging my camera. Keeping track of your cables and your tact is really important. And so your wallet's a good place for that. Is, you know, if you put this in your frame bag when you go to work, you have to have time to take it out of your frame bag. When you're going home, it's okay to put it in your frame bag, but if you're transferring, you can't leave your valuables in your frame bag. It's good to go in your back jersey pocket, and that's where I'm putting my wallet. Transfer it from my other gear, and now we're about ready to close that. But the last thing you want to do, because there's always something that you miss. So the toilet paper, because in China there's no toilet paper restrooms. I always pack that in my clothes bag and a couple in my pocket. I'm gonna put these in here, and last thing you do is gonna close this, and I'll show you how to close that up. My very wet shoes, Shimano shoes here, awesome shoes. I'll do a review on these later on. But when the weather cools up in the monsoon season, I much prefer the Shimano sandals because they do dry out, and these are wet, and they will be wet the whole ride home. I'll do a review of my winter shoes too that also get wet. But your body temperature will heat up these shoes at the cost of calorie use, so you have to make sure you eat a lot. Okay, so I still have my extra toilet paper here, and you get one break before you go home because it's a long ride before you go. So keep one bag of toilet paper if you're in a third world country. in your jersey pocket. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna connect. Let's see here, because I got the camera on right now. I'm gonna connect this charging cable right now to the camera by touch, and check my battery pack here to see if it's actually getting charged. Okay, so getting charged. Okay, I'm gonna feed this behind my back and put in my back jersey. I'm not sure if I'll do a vlog recording or not on the way home, but if I do, it's there and ready. My external lightweight wind jacket, which I might not even need right now, to tell you the truth. It might be warm, but I'm gonna err on the side of being too hot instead of being too cold. I'm gonna put this over the cable, and my commuter light, which is completely awesome, and I'm gonna turn on the main center light, because I don't think they'll see the rapid burns the battery the least, and then I'll turn on the extra. Might not see that. I'll turn it on just in case. I've got enough battery to last me for all I need to go tonight. And this is a harness which goes over my back, and here we go. And I'll pull these straps through here, and I'm jacked into that now. Challenge is carrying everything. And sometimes I have a plastic bag. I don't have my plastic bag, so I normally put these in my helmet when I can, or if I don't have a plastic bag. But because I'm using the helmet cam right now, not an option. So I'm gonna. Okay, so let's see here. The shoes. Forgot my bag for my shoes, but I'm gonna put these with the computer. Trust me, if you're gonna put your shoes in your bag a lot, you're gonna want to have a plastic bag, because when odor gets in these bags, it's hard to get odor out of this bag. And first I'm going to loosen up the extension straps on this bag, loosen them up all the way to get the load at the bottom of the bag as far as you can. You know, some nice touring racks, they really are different, because they let you carry the load lower on the rear tire, and for some that's really important. My tires are built using 32 instead of 36 spokes, so I can tell you that they don't feel as. I could feel the strength difference between the tires I have right now and the 36 spoke tires. So in keeping the load lower, that does increase the stability, I think, of the tires, is going to keep them a little higher. So I try to always keep my load packed down, and then go ahead and pull the drawstrings in there, and I think we're ready to close everything up. These straps on the Ortlieb bags, it has shoulder carrying straps, and you can see that one of my straps just came loose on the ride and got cut through a little bit on my bike, on this bag here, I guess. It's still functional, but it's got a cut in the strap from where it fell into something. But I can still use it because I want to show you the car. Here it is. You can see that. Now, normally I would pack my straps in my frame bag, but then when I get to, because I'm low on time, then I would have to take time to take it out my frame bag to strap it up. So because I'm in a hurry on this day, I often leave the straps attached to the bag, and then I pack it underneath the bungee cord on my bike. Not great. This is what happens when you try to be in a hurry, but it saves a little bit of time to snapping them on here. But you know, I couldn't live without this shoulder strap on these bags. Okay, so what do we have here? We have everything's packed up, and I went extra, so I'll put that in here. And yeah, I think we're ready to rock now. Now, the way this works here, this bag at first, you know, I didn't like these folding pockets at first on the Ortlieb bags, but it's very important to have an external pocket for me. A lot of bags only have one main compartment. I would recommend to get one with the external compartment, and this Ortlieb set is great having external. And you're going ahead and you're going to fold this down, and you're going to pull it and pull it tight, and that will keep the water out. It's not the easiest pocket to have access to, especially when it's really full, and sometimes it's harder to close. But this is fairly empty, this bag, and it's closed tight now. And then on this bag we're going to do the same thing because we seem to be fully packed, and we're going to go ahead and pull that closed. It's hard, and you can be careful on your electronic equipment, but like I said, normally I could put 2 portable USB screens and take them to work with me. And now we have a tightly packed bag here. It's capable of carrying much more than what I have in it, but this amount of things in your bag, it will slow you down. Your top speed, your commute speed, a couple kilometers per hour. You know, I like to go 28, but I don't know. In the wind profile on it, I definitely go faster when traveling faster, and that's how that works. I'm going to go ahead and shut off the camera, and then I'll show you as I pack it on the bike. Okay, so now that I'm down here with my bike, I wouldn't recommend locking your bike up when you commute unless you really completely feel safe about the location. Any bike lock could be broken and you'll lose your bike. And inside this school here, there's a guard over there and there's a closed gate, and I still lock my bike. And I know that this bike lock that I use is, I'll do a review about it. It's a A-bus. I got it from CRC here in China. I mean, shipped to China. It's kind of a difficult lock to work with. I'll do a review about later. It's a A-bus granite Sordo Plus or something. It was pretty expensive actually. There's a lot of these fake copies in China. After using it a little while, it's much looser than it used to be. I imagine that a thief could break it pretty easy. In fact, I've seen them do it on YouTube. So don't count on it, but always have one for emergency. I'm going to put that in here, and I don't carry it when I don't have to, save the weight, but I mostly do carry it attached to my frame here. And that's a heavy lock. If you're worried about weight, you know, that's gonna weigh you down. I'm gonna set my bike up here and close my excellent frame bag here from Rivalte. What is the name of it? Forgive me for the name of the review there, but this is a Shirley Rivalte bag made for Shirley, and I don't keep my that valuable things here when I lock it up. Necessary tools, but in a lot of situations I will actually take my most important things out of here. In fact, I think today I forgot. I left my my tire gauge, electric tire gauge, and somebody would have probably stole this normally, so I was kind of foolish today in a hurry. But normally this would be going into the bags right there, just because of thieves, right? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here is I've got the stuff I'm going to put on my bike, and I'll do the bags first. Okay, since this is really an Ortlieb review, so this is my bag here, and I've already adjusted this before, and a lot of people don't realize it. You really have to adjust this back to hold on your pannier. I'm using the Topeak Taurus DX rack. Would I use another rack? Sure. I had the Topeak bag, so I bought the rack again, but it seems to be an okay rack. I never hear any reviews about it. It does good for me, but I might, if I was going touring or something, I might get a little bit more robust. But I've used these for about 26,000 kilometers, and it's never broken commuting. This one on this bike's only got about 6,000 kilometers on it, and I forget the name of the catch system here. They call this an Ortlieb mount, but this is great. You just pick up on the handle here, and you drop it on, and now the key is to make sure that you've adjusted. These are adjustable right here, so adjust these so they're as far as they could go right and left. That way it keeps them stable. And also you adjust the bottom to go as far as it can in there, to hold the bottom in. Now I find if I'm really shaking things up and going crazy, that even the bottom will come out, and I might have to stop and put the bottom back in here. but it's really latched on there good. It's really safe, really secure. Make sure your pockets are tightened, and that keeps it sort of stable there. You can see my back. You know, I know I got a big tire on there, but when I shake it like this, I feel a little bit of flex. I can tell you with my 36 spoke rims, when things were loaded on the back tire, it just seems like there was much less flex. But that might just be in my imagination, but it really, and this is a steel frame compared to, it was a different frame on my other bike. But I feel like there's more flex because it's 32 spoke. If I had to do it again, I would have got a 36 spoke DT Swiss TK 540 rim. But you know, I'm not talking bad about these Mavic rims. They do very well. So far, they're lighter. Just feels like I feel the difference. But the reason I didn't get that to begin with because I can't find a wheel builder in China. But all right, so this goes on here like this, and so I had to, and CRC stopped building wheels with DT Swiss. They only build with Mavic now. So I had no choice, right? So I'm putting on there, tighten it, and these hanging. Normally, if you're normally you should take these hanging straps off, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to take these straps off right now because I don't have a class that I'm going to take my bags off and carry them. But on this class in this school, I would leave them on on a Tuesday because the next morning I'd have to carry them across the campus. And the other places I go, I just actually bring my bike into the offices where I'm working instead of leaving it out here. This is the only place where I lock my bike up. No choice. They got really angry with me about it. But anyways, okay, so this is a great thing to go in the frame bag here, and such a great frame bag, so spacious. And I even have a small frame on my bike. If you have a large or medium frame, you even get more space, right? So, am I locked there? There we go. And always carry a bungee strap on your pannier rack. There's different kinds of bungee straps, but I think it's like the duct tape of owning a bike. Can't do without my bungee straps. And you know, excellent thing about Shirley frames being able to mount front bottles on there. I actually would like to have the Jones front truss on the front of it, but I don't know if you could mount the bottles on the front. Of course, it's cost a lot of money to get that Jones, but it's much better than the suspension, as I said in yesterday's vlog. And I used to wrap my other bungee cord around my seat cable because you never know when you're going to need two bungee cords to strap things on in China. And I've strapped a lot of different things on here, believe me. But what I did is I moved my bungee cord up here to my Jones bar. And people that go touring and stuff, they really have some nice front racks, and Revolte, or whatever the name of their company is. They make some great bag systems and stuff for what they call bike packing. I can't imagine, you know, I can't fit my stuff in my laptop in a bag underneath my bike seat, so I'm doing panniers. But great, this is great for packing stuff on. I'm going to put my Garmin watch here. Got this nice little Garmin watch holder from CRC. I don't know if it's the official one or what says Garmin on it, but it's a little bit loose right now. But I'm going to strap this on there like this. I can leave it on my wrist, but come on, I like to see the display. And also, as it's connected to my phone, it really is useful for me to see any text messages or things, emails or things on my 3G, since I'm connected online that come through my phone. It's excellent to have it in here. I don't know how you could ride with it on your wrist. You can see it's too late. I gotta tighten this. It wasn't that loose all the time. Yeah, I see my white duct tape is the rain has caused my wrap to lose grip. So no black tape, it's white duct tape on there. That's our electrical tape. All right, so then I'm gonna put my shock box speaker. I'll do a review on this later on, but shock box speaker is gonna go right between here, and that's how I get my music and my phone, you know, my hands-free phone. And unfortunately, my wife is using my Nexus 5 because her phone broke. Just normally put my Nexus 5 in because there's no holder big enough I could find for my Nexus 6. So in the rain, the Nexus 6 handles light rain because when you're going fast, the rain won't actually get on the phone. The sprinkles won't get on your phone. And I know I'm not traveling that fast, but fast enough. But first I'm going to put my Lysine deck drive. I'll do a review on this light later on, and why I think why in my experience battery loaded lights are better than cable external battery lights. Durability wise, I always break the cables and stuff. I'll talk about that later on. And let's see here. I've got something in my pocket. What do I have in my pocket? Oh yes, my wet shoe covers, which, you know, I think you should have 2 pairs of shoe covers at least, depending on how much you commute. I need to get an extra pair. Shoe covers are not waterproof, friends. They will not. I've yet to find a pair of waterproof shoe covers, even though they say Shimano H2O. Yeah, H2O. They're full of H2O. Let me tell you, they're not that waterproof. Here we have Brooks seat cover. In the morning it's raining. You know, if you're stopping and getting off your bike in the rain, you might want to have this on there. But in my experience too, as far as these go with the leather seats here, you know, when you're sitting on the bike in the rain, if you're going to ride the whole way and not stop, don't worry about getting up, because you're not going to, my fat butt, there's not going to be water that gets underneath there anyways, even in a rainstorm. But when I do put that on, it's because I might have to get off my bike to take a pit stop, or if I know I'm going to get off and fix something, you know, it's on there. But I take it off. It's not the most comfortable to sit on. Good seat there. We'll talk about that review later on. And now I'm ready to go to the bathroom. And before I go, you know, I set my Nexus 6 up like this in here. Well, this is an Ortlieb bag review, but what the hell. And make sure you got portrait mode on and tilt mode on. And I don't really need my GPS, I don't think. I think I know the way now. But I'm gonna, oh, where's my 3G at, huh? Let me get my 3G. It says well, let me turn off my camera real quick and find my 3G card, okay? I got my 3G card. Talking to you guys, I forgot it, but you know, that's what happens when you don't sleep a lot. You forget things, and I slept only 3 hours last night, and hell of a nap in the afternoon though. Sleep deprivation expert. So we're all packed and ready to go. You see, I opened up my bag and I didn't close this pocket. That's what happens when you don't close it. It's much easier to close off the bag. But there you go. You gotta fold that over like that. And I'm gonna pull this tension strap, and with my knee here, tension that up, and you gotta kind of tuck that in there some. So it's quite awkward, and I wasn't really sure if I liked the pocket little flap system at first, but you know, it does a really good job. Just have to wrap it up in there good. It's even easier when it's fuller. And I'm gonna throw my 3G card here, my mobile hotspot card here, my frame bag, and I'm going to connect to my hotspot on my Nexus 6 and try to get a lock on a VPN to break through the Chinese firewall. And I don't really need the navigation to go home, but well, I think I hope I don't. I want to see if I can remember, but it's better to have it set up before I go than to have to try to stop and set it up on the way. So let's see here. Come on, let's get some Google. Let's get some Google going. Okay. Authenticating. Looking for access with my bungee cord phone holder. Oh no. I'm not getting an easy connection. Authenticating, come on. Come on, let's go. Let's get some internet. The joys of commuting in China and connecting to Google. And, all right, there we go. Watch this here. Okay, Google, navigate home. Navigate home.
Navigating to home.
I'm going to select the walking direction because bike directions are not available. And see here if we could, there we go. Click the navigate button. It'll open up maps. And it knows my location. Now if we have a good connection, I'm going to turn on my Bluetooth speaker here. And they'll link up. Now, if it doesn't give you a route quickly, that's because it's getting blocked by the firewall. So hopefully we could, all right, we got it here. Now there's two different ways to go.
Head east on.
I'm gonna take the slow way because the slow way is actually the fast way. Let me go back here to make sure that we're in people mode and not car mode. Oh, see, be careful about that. They always want to put you in car mode. As the crow flies quicker on a bike most of the time. And Google knows the way. Come on, let's hurry up and... If you could connect and get the route, then you won't need the VPN all the time when you're riding. It will have the location stored in there. And as I'm sitting here waiting for it, give me the walking directions. Of course, if you change your route and wants to update, you'll need to have internet access. But come on. Oh, and unable to connect. Come on, Google. Come on, let's go. Come on, just give me a connect. Oh, there we go. 3 different locations. I'm gonna take this longest location home, which is 5 kilometers, 32 kilometers. But it's, trust me, it's faster than the 24-kilometer ride in traffic. And much funner, I think, much better. Click on navigate.
Head west onto Ward.
We're ready to rock. About 15 degrees right now, a little bit windy. You see the flag up there. I think I'm dressed comfortably. I got a nice little, excellent little Lysine headlight on the back of my helmet. That's our brake light. It's awesome. I'll do a review on that later on. And of course I'll put my Deca Drive light into flash mode, which is one of the best things about it. Much better than the newer model. I'll do a review on that. And I'm going to take a pit stop before I leave. You know, it's important to go to the restroom. Plan your body functions. Be efficient about everything. Don't leave your bike anywhere. Just even bring it in the bathroom here. And I'll turn on the camera when I'm done here. So I look like all dressed up. This is the wind jacket. This is the, you can see that this is the rear commuter light, and my light's on right here on my helmet. I don't know if you can see that. Looks kind of goofy, but I'm not going to be cold. All right, so I'm going to see you in a couple minutes. Okay, so now this is my light rain gear. If there's more cold outside, I would put on maybe a couple more layers, not too much. I'd still try to keep lightweight because you still build up a lot of body heat that'll keep you warm as long as you keep moving. And you actually will find a balance to get your minimum clothing with your maximum body core heat that you could comfortably commute in. And of course I would wear my overpants instead of these light ones if it was like maybe 4 degrees or 8 degrees. Maybe even 10 degrees, but at 16 we're okay. So we're gonna go down here, and everything's ready to rock. And now that took me a little bit longer to do because I was trying to be nice and to show you guys watching. But the competition is not only in getting home quickly, but packing up quickly and smoothly and everything else. And there you go. Shishnia. Last thing we're gonna do is Don't forget to start your bike computer. In my case, my Phoenix 3 for a 32-kilometer ride. All right, I'm gonna turn off this blog and maybe I'll start another blog here for the way home. And that's the Ortlieb bag review as it's used in commuting. There we go. Are you ready?